So Gutherson will get us underway. Game 5 at Magic Ground. Wish 'em well, Dragons and Tigers. Down to Luai. And the star of last week, Terrell May. What about the numbers? A huge performance. Now Stewart and Flanagan bring Sully into the play. Barrel and run. Moses Sully is a runaway rhinoceros. Or something of that type. Almost through for his first try of the year. King Tongia, what a ball! The Dragons are going to try through Dylan Egan. With Couchman, Coruscant to Luai, across field, out the back, Galvin! Brilliant to Staines.
A touch of magic from Lockie Galvin out to this man, who looks fantastic flying through the air to score the try.
Luck, David Clemmer. Now, Dragons get their chance. Holmes wants to bring out inside. Oh, the deception! The deception! Holmes is going to get there! Oh, that's a wonderful try. I reckon I might have to watch 5 replays to see how he did it. Now back towards the posts. Luai, right side, Buller with it. Right up to the line, safe up. Here he is! Taruva! Oh, Sania Taruva! 3 from the line, Coruscant. Out for Luai, the kick, he waited very late. Chases outside, Dewey got it back. Play on the call, then it's for Staines, and he gets straight through the tackle. Coruscant, Luai, last tackle, left foot kick. Oh, Fainu copped a check and still got there. The Tigers have got another one. The Tigers are playing some magnificent footy, some confident rugby league. Sets up the kick, Coruscant drives long before the last. He's going 40-20. Gutherson, I thought, yeah, he's taken it out, Guther.
I think he has too.
So here he goes, he's got it.
He's let go of the ball.
He's let go of the ball.
Yeah, but he leaves from the line. He leaves from the line.
He's still, and then...
Oh, good. Oh, good.
That may be the greatest challenge of all time and the best save. Now Little, Flanagan, flat, corner forward. Egan, offload, Dragons chance. Flanagan, what a ball, what a pass. 3-man overlap, and the Dragons go over. Or do they?
No.
Sewer lost the ball. It's play on, and the Tigers are home. Oh, that is such a blow for the Dragons. Sewer loses the ball over the line. Buller runs 105 metres. My goodness.
I tried to get the halftime message, however, they've been a bit concerned.
Gutherson, Lara goes through the centres, fended off Galvin. I'll go back to you in a moment. Lara will just stay with this rush for the Dragons. Little with the ball, sprightly from Little. What a pass on to Flanagan! Oh, the top! He misjudged the height of Tyrell Sloan. He's not 9 foot tall. Here is Little. There's his go. Oh, yeah, Jacob Little. He's too good. Jacob, he's a compulsive burrower, Kevin. Now Little on to Leilua. He's had an impact. Holmes, they're away again. Allen, back in. King Tongia. Dragons, when the Saints go marching in. Now Connors out. Oh, nice play. Held it up for May.
Oh, great tackle.
And Flanagan was there. Gutherson was there, and now penalised.
Because it's unacceptable play the ball, defender interference.
This is for their first points of the second half, the West Tigers. Right boot, successful. So, 28-22, the Tigers are shifting around to the left. Luai's with the ball, they're going to run it. Here's Galvin, now Buller, that's their big 3. Out to Dewey, kick through, Staines and Dewey, picks it up. Bango the Tigers! They moved late, their big guns all got involved, and the result is a try. Back in field for Stewart.
There we go.
He'll score. He runs hard. The Dragons are alive and kicking. Full time. Tigers 34, the Dragons 28.
And the team picks up their 5th win of the season. How do you think about the fashion in which they did it tonight?
Yeah, it's hard to explain. Obviously happy we won, but we made it hard, to be honest. We just got to learn from tonight the things that we need to be better at and take it into next week. I'm not ungrateful that we won, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot more in us.
What were the good things then?
Oh, the fact we won.
Yeah. Okay.
That's about it.
What was bad?
We'll address those things like during the week. I just think we got, we had 3 games in 13 days. Last week probably took a bit out of us with the extra time. The emotion of the past few weeks probably caught up with us a bit today, but we got home, so.
In a game like that, does it matter how you won? It's just the fact that you did win?
Yeah, that's right. Like the 2 points is the most important thing. But yeah, like Benji said, it's hard to explain, but yeah, we're just happy we got the chocolates.
But I think it's fair to say, and probably everyone would agree, that in previous seasons, West Tigers probably don't win maybe a game like tonight, the Golden Point game last week. So you're winning the close games now.
That's the part that's hard to balance. Like, you got to sometimes understand where you've come from, but at the same time, we've set standards that we're better than as well too. So as much as you can look at last year and say, yeah, we would have lost that game, we've got a different team and a different squad. That's why the expectations are probably a bit higher. But yeah, to win 2 in a row, it's good for the club. I'm glad for our supporters we won. That would have been a tough pill to swallow if we lost. But it's a credit to the Dragons. They fought to the death, gave themselves a chance. They looked like they were dusted with 4 to go and kept fighting to the end. So they're a good footy side.
How important was that try right on half time?
Oh, yeah. I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest. A little bit angry and happy at the same time because he should have scored, to be fair. And then for Dream to pick it up and just keep playing. You got to make your own luck sometimes. And I don't want to sound like I'm negative about winning, but there's just so many things we can do better.
Just with that in mind, do you just park it and just try to forget about it?
No, you can't park it. You got to just win and learn from it, and take away the things that we can do better and learn from that. And then we've got to go play Melbourne in Melbourne next week. That's probably one of the toughest tasks in rugby league at the moment with the team they got. So we've got to regroup, celebrate the win tonight, move on to next week and get ready to play again.
Do you look forward to that as I suppose, a challenge and that'll really tell you where you're at?
Well, we've won 5 and lost 4, so that's telling.
No, but I mean Melbourne in Melbourne.
Yeah, you see, I don't know. It's a tough competition. It's so close. Anyone can beat anyone on their day. Big game against Melbourne, but let's just focus on tonight. We'll get through it, celebrate together, and then move on to next week.
The fact you won 5 games, but you're sitting here saying there's so many things we can do better, must give you real optimism about where this team can go this year.
Yeah, my belief's never wavered. Like, I've had belief in the squad. The guys who brought in added a lot to our team. This guy's been our best player for the last 3 years and still going. There's a lot to like about our team, and what I like the most is they've set standards for themselves from the start of pre-season that they're prepared to live by. And tonight, we didn't live by those standards.
Well, you brought a guy, Charlie Staines, in tonight, and I think he's played all season.
I thought he was our best player. I thought he brought intent, scored a couple of tries. That's what he does, and that's about it.
Is that pleasing though to be able to call on a guy like him? And I think, in previously Brent Naden's come back in and
well, it was tough. We lost Stafford to a neck injury late during the week and had to make a late shuffle and bring Staines into the 22 after Fatape had a funeral that he had to go to, and we couldn't bring him into the team. So the depth got tested, but Staines did a good job for us.
What was your read of that play just before half-time? From your perspective,
Dreams.
How did it play out?
No, it was great, mate. I obviously thought it was a try for them. We would have went into half-time, with a lead of 4 instead of 10, and obviously Dream makes that huge play. He's one of those guys that just fights to the death, and he's one of the fittest blokes. So for him to do that was big for us.
Guys, you just talked about Dream's resilience tonight. His ankle got crunched in that tackle. He looked pretty out on his feet, but to play on and then come up with that big crucial play.
I thought he had a lot of plays tonight, Dream. I don't know if you guys seen our camp. We did a camp in the preseason, and Dream was one of the guys who sort of stood up and showed leadership throughout it and showed resilience. And that's why we signed him to a long-term deal. He's a great player. We love the bloke he is off the field, but plays like tonight, even when he took that bomb and almost scored, that again would have changed the game again.
You spoke about Appy's performance the last couple of years. I know you've spoken the last few weeks about players for Origin, but he sort of became the forgotten man last year, and they went in a different direction. Your thoughts on him? I know you probably want to keep him here during that period, but
No, I'd rather he plays, to be honest. Look, if you judge people on the way they prepare, perform, fight for their team, do whatever it takes to win, there's no one better in our team, and that's why he's the captain. And if he gets selected, everyone knows what he's going to do there. He wouldn't let anyone down.
He looked a little uncomfortable when that question was asked.
Yeah, he doesn't like people talking about him. But yes, he says he's available.
That's a bit stinging. Happy, like I sort of, last year they won the series, you weren't part of it, but I imagine that's something you aspire to be back in playing in that level again.
Yes and no. Obviously, you want to play in that arena. It's the best arena in the game. But at the same time, it is what it is for me. I still had a job to do here at Tigerland, so I was full committed to that. And like I said, it is what it is.
Reggie, I think first 5 wins in the first 9 rounds since 2019. Are you playing then? Do you remember that season at all?
Nope. I learned playing's easier than coaching.
Story of that loss for you, Flano?
There's a lot of different parts of it. Thought we're coming to get them. We came up with some errors. We had some opportunities. Score when 6 points, 6 points behind, and we didn't nail them. And obviously, what happened just before half time ended up being the turning point.
What do you do in that moment? Do you just drop your head? Do you like when? Just you as the coach. Like obviously, it's a huge.
I thought it was a big turning point. Like we go to half time 2016, and I thought we were pretty. We scored tries when they had once again a few play the balls in their 20 metre zone, and would have been 2016, but it wasn't to be. And I love that in the second half that we showed some grit and come back to get them, because we could have to go to 26-10. It's a big turnaround, 12-point turnaround. So to show some resilience and grit to come back, I thought was good. And then we had opportunities to nail it at the back end, and we just didn't do it. And disappointing that way.
Are you concerned by some of the tries conceded and the way they were conceded?
Without a doubt, yep, Lara. Soft on last tackles, soft. We should have been able to get the football, make a tackle over the sideline. It just wasn't good enough.
How do you fix that, Flano?
We'll work hard at it. We'll work really hard at it. The frustrating thing for me is, some of the people who are in and around that have done it before, but they just didn't do it tonight.
What do you say to Jaden after that moment? Like Flano said, it's a big turning point.
No, we just told him to drop it, like let it go. The mistakes in those games happen, those things happen, and it was a big turning point at half time, but we had given ourselves a chance to score some points. We left some tries out there, so it wasn't the reason we lost that game. We got a real lesson on keep moving till we get the ball and last tackle, and just making sure we execute down there. But there was times where we just didn't get out of our end, or errors and penalties again.
How do you assess the quarter bring liking in a couple of really nice moments on an individual level from him tonight?
Yeah, I knew what he'd do tonight. He's a good young kid, and he'll only get better.
Has he done enough to keep that spot for a little bit, do you think?
Oh, of course, yep. Did a good job.
Corey Allen got to make his debut as well. How do you think he went, or how? Pleased for him?
I thought Corey did well. Well, he carried the ball strong at the back end of the field, and the try saver under the goalpost on Buller. He did his job. I think he could have. Val gets a nice pass to him. He scores a winning try. So I thought Corey did a good job. And he's on the back of an ACL. It was disappointing. He was just about to get to the start last year and did his ACL just before the season started. So he's worked hard in the rehab room, and it was good to see him back.
Just back to what he said, the soft defence and players have done it 1 week, they've aimed up, and then they don't the next. Is it an attitude thing? Is it just not wanting to put their body on the line?
I don't think it's the second part of it. I just think we just need to be more consistent in our performances, which I think we have been, bar last week against the Roosters. But I also think that we need to have a bit of more steel about us, right through. You can't defend on 5 plays and then you drop your guard on the last play, which we did tonight. I think there was 3, maybe 4 tries on tackle 6 in the last play, and we just need to work harder for longer because we scored points. That's not a problem for us. We just need to turn them away.